I'm Jenna. I'm going to be chatting to you about mobility today. The thing about mobility is it doesn't come to you without stability. You might have mobility, but then it's just instability if you don't have the stability. So, what do we mean by mobility? It's the ability to move your body through a beautiful range of motion and do it in a healthy joint. If I've got good joint mobility, it means that I can move my arm up nice and high and back, or take it behind me without compromising everything else in my body. If I have instability, I might be able to take it too far back and be hypermobile. And that will, over a long period of time, cause issues with your joints, maybe even cartilage damage and pain and discomfort. So we want mobility for a healthy joint. We don't want floppy, loose goose joints. So when we talk about mobility, it's often three joints that come into mind. It's your pelvis, your hip, so your actual hip joint, which is a ball and socket joint in your pelvis. And it's your spine, which can move in a multitude of directions, bending forward, back, side, and moving in a circle. We call that circumduction. So circumduction of the hip is when you lift your leg up and over. So doing a big range and back. And in the shoulder, it's the ability to do circles like so and move behind and reach, maybe get to that bra strap at the back of your body or scratch that itch that's between your shoulder blades. And so that is mobility. And those three joints come into mind. And with that mobility, you need a lot of strength everywhere else in your body so that you don't move both ends of the body. What I mean by that is the dog wagging the tail, or is the tail wagging the dog? You don't want to have the shoulder and the body moving together. And so the shoulder joint is very interesting. It's almost like there's a ball and socket joint, but then there's also another joint that you don't think of, which is the shoulder blade, and that sits on the rib cage. So it's more that it's just a arched, domed, bony, flat structure sitting on another cage-like domed structure. And that joint slides up and down, and it's one of the reasons why we have more integrity in that shoulder socket than if it didn't exist. And so that shoulder blade needs to be strong enough on your body so that you don't have a tail wagging a dog. When it comes to trying to train your mobility, I recommend not taking yourself to too extreme a range, but rather enjoying gentle stretches. Science says between 12 and 18 seconds is a good stretch for a joint, and also moving into and out of stretches are really healthy for a joint rather than holding for too long. So you want more of a dynamic stretch sometimes. If you're wanting to improve your mobility, you could also do things like proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, which is just when you hold a stretch for a period of time and then release it, we find that the muscle fibers relax a little bit more. But true mobility comes from stability, and that's why Pilates is so good for you, because we're tackling those conundrums from both ends.